People, deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, folks. Smash the like button and let's see the rumours that are concerning our football club today. There is a growing sense of fear and anxiety at the Red Bull Arena around the future of Benjamin Sesko. I wouldn't even say Arsenal fans have anxiety around the pursuit of a striker, whether it's Sesko or Gyökeres. We're at the point, just get one done. By now, we've already heard Leipzig are in desperate need to sell players to rebuild their squad after missing out on Champions League football last season. Now, Sesko, Openda, Javi, Simmons, Lukeba, a bunch of players are linked with various clubs because they're not in the Champions League. They need to rebuild. It was a disappointing season for Leipzig, as we all know. In previous years, they have sold big and recruited wisely, earning the tag as one of the best self-sustaining clubs in Europe. Last summer, they raked in 85 million from Dani Almo and Mohamed Simikan, not Sinkikan. The year before, they obviously sold Guardiola, Szoboszlai, and Konku. We all understand exactly what happens. And they also, made a big money sale potentially in Julian Nagelsmann, now the German manager, once upon a time Bayern Munich. Leipzig need to cut their wage bill by at least 20% to balance the books and need funds to provide a competitive group of players for new coach Ole Werner. They had hoped that winger Javi Simmons, who they signed for a club record 70 million, including add-ons in January before asking to leave this summer, could generate a good return, but his recent form has not turned heads. In this window, then, Leipzig have accepted that Sesko, 22, will be the man to fill up their kitty. I'm childish. If you know I find that funny, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm childish. Allow me, man. Let's be professional. The issue is that Arsenal have still not made a bid, and that is seriously worrying the German club. Now, obviously, you can just bid and take it from there, but clearly most football teams, and Arsenal no different, you like to gauge if a deal could be done, if it makes sense, then official communications would be done. I have no doubt Arsenal have floated potential fees, potential structures of the makeup of a deal, but in terms of an official offer, I can understand why. And also, Andrea Berta, experience, might be playing a bit of a game, as our Leipzig. Sun Sport understands that as it stands, negotiations over three that both clubs are happy to shake hands on are at a stalemate. There are no signs of progressing, despite Arsenal and boss Mikel Arteta's well-documented admiration for the young Slovenian. They have also agreed on personal terms with the player. Now, we see conflicting reports in that regard. Arsenal consider around 60 million a fair price. Leipzig would prefer upwards of 70 million, but the Gunners are ready to drag their heels in and hold out, playing hardball for their man. Maybe potentially leveraging the interest in Gyökeres, who's doing all he can. It seems like 70 million seems to be the absolute maximum, give or take, in my opinion, and I got no evidence of this, just based on what we read. It appears to me for Leipzig and for Sesko, for Sesko and Gyökeres, apologies, 60, 70 million is the ballpark figure Arsenal want to commit to a striker. Arsenal know that Leipzig are getting desperate in a weakening negotiating position financially, and they are confident they represent Sesko's best chance of moving this summer, with other suitors for now looking elsewhere for a 9. Sesko's agent Elvis Bazanovic has so far been reluctant to pressure Leipzig into a sell. There are frustrations that the gentleman's agreement the striker could leave for 60 million is in danger of being broken. You see what I mean about this gentleman's agreement stuff? I hope everyone honest stuff, but football's a dirty game in light of what you've obviously seen come out with off the field stuff regarding a former player. It's a dirty game. Relating it back to purely business and saying things, gentleman's agreement. We've heard that with Gyökeres. We heard that with Sesko. It doesn't have any place in business, and it's quite predictable that Sporting and Leipzig are going to want big money within the striker market where it's not plushed with options. And obviously there is an element of being a selling club with those teams, people. So yeah, people, Sesko's on to, and to be fair, if you don't want to break relationships or bend relationships, they're doing it already because they've gone back on their word, if I take this for gospel. Sesko's entourage, no relations need to be kept sweet should his player stay in Germany, and has been keeping a lower profile than usual. Fair play. So yeah, apparently the Gunners were confident of doing their business quickly this summer after months of preparation. Inflated asking prices and broken gentlemen's agreements have derailed those plans and left Arsenal frustrated. So we'll have to see how it develops. The hope for Arsenal is that in the coming weeks, they'll absolutely lose patience and lower their asking price in need of the funds as soon as possible to get their own deals over the line. They've still not found the preferred Sesko replacement, such as Leipzig, and the way they find players from all corners of the world and sell them. I very much doubt that's true, if I'm honest. There is, however, a growing unrest with Leipzig fan base, which could also force the club's hand in negotiations. There are concerns Sesko will not react well to not getting his move. especially given they're absent from the Champions League. Arsenal and Berta will not wait around forever, though. They ideally want to striker through the door before their pre-season tour of Singapore and Hong Kong on July the 19th. They've maintained interest in Viktor Gyökeres and Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike should Sesko's move collapse. In short, it looks a mess from the outside, but Arsenal remain calm over their approach. We all know Gabriel Heinze is joining Arsenal to become part of the coaching staff. You would have seen Leandro Trossard has got a new agent. That is owing to, unfortunately, his old agent going through some long-term health issues. You all know Trossard and Martinelli's futures are subject to speculation. Arsenal prepare a decisive attack to secure big signing, formula of a move becoming clearer. Gyökeres is set to return to pre-season training with Sporting on Monday, having been given an extra week off, people. An impending transfer and Gyökeres' desire to join Arsenal this summer were the likelier reasons, given the ongoing drama between the striker, his agent and Sporting. Arsenal continue to be a major club linked, and it's not thought that Gyökeres has given up his plan to sign for the Gunners just yet. Saturday's edition of Old Jogo has a headline reading, Arsenal prepare decisive attack. That, however, is largely based on an assumption that surely they must make another effort soon. Apparently, they've gone on to say, if someone comes to Sporting's management with 80 million, they can take the player anyways. If, for example, they only have 70 million right away, they can try to reach the target by including realistic bonuses. That allows Sporting to have some security that in the end, they sell the Swedish internationals pass for the amount they consider fair this summer. As long as Sporting have that headline 80 million euros figure and are offered bonuses which aren't wild, it is likelier to be accepted. As we explained below a few days ago, Arsenal would do well to follow the example set by Manchester United when they signed Bruno Fernandes from Sporting. What do we make of this, people, with Sesko and Gyökeres so far? It's now clear that the Arsenal hierarchy and Mikel Arteta have chosen Gyökeres. Berta has travelled to the Portuguese capital a few times, and negotiations are going well with his agent at Sporting. There's a lot of optimism from the Gunners that a deal can be done soon. That is being reported via the ESPN. Peter Rook of Football Insider, my understanding is that Gyökeres' reps are in Portugal for showdown talks with Sporting Lisbon to try and thrash out this deal out. There's growing optimism from his side and from Arsenal they can get it over the line. Gyökeres is the clear favourite now to make that move to Arsenal. No deal was done until it's done, but there's growing optimism. Arsenal finally going to get Gyökeres as their 9. We've heard that several times. Sporting wait for Arsenal offer for Gyökeres. That could potentially happen on Monday, people, which we're led to believe. We've made headway in recent days with Gyökeres. Apparently, we began talking in recent days with Ollie Watkins as well. It's likely to cost 70 million. And by now, everybody's reporting the same things. Ben Jacobs did say, Sesko, Gyökeres, who knows, Watkins. They're all leveraged against each other. Arsenal want to do one thing, sign either Gyökeres or Sesko at 70 million. Berta will be saying, if we don't get Gyökeres, we'll go for Sesko. If we don't get Sesko, we'll go for Gyökeres. I bet you neither Leipzig nor Sporting know the true reality. If neither come off, you've still got Watkins. But I think Aston Villa, because they just sold their women's team to satisfy PSR concerns, will really be bullish and will hold out for 60 million plus, people. Ben Jacobs has spoken on Rodrygo, who we're all watching and seeing what's going to happen there. Apparently, Arsenal view him as a perfect fit. He'll hold talks with Xabi Alonso once the Club World Cup is over to clarify his future. Arsenal are yet to learn if he's open to leave, but Real Madrid are prepared to sanction an exit for around 90 million. Rodrygo is viewed as a dream left winger target, but comfortable at right wing, a position he's often been deployed at Real. Madueke is another idea on the right side, but no offer made yet to the player or Chelsea. Maresca still values him. Apparently, they'll consider offers of 45 plus million. Eze is a separate matter, and Arsenal like him, even though he can be utilised on the left wing. We're looking at a striker, left winger, and obviously Eze, which tells you the free attacker plan that we've been on about. Arsenal will not make a move for Rodrygo till August, giving them time to balance their accounts. Player not spoken to Xabi Alonso yet, but it will cost 90 million. So this isn't something that is going to happen anytime soon. The player has put talks with Arsenal on standby until the tournament ends. So at some point, we're going to have to move on. The Athletics' Mario Cortego also said coaching staff at Arsenal really admire Rodrygo, who they believe could be an option on the left and right of their attack. He is featured in discussions internally since the latter part of last season. And he also could play in the 10 where Odegaard is, just like Eze. And throughout a season, to have those level of options, the possibilities are endless. So we see him as a game changer. We know we like him. You see as high as 90 million euros, as low as about 70. He would naturally expect to be one of our key players and most expensive players. Apparently, there are some reservations whether the player could adapt to the physicality of English football, people. So yeah, apparently we're back in for him, and some reports say we've got a lot of optimism around that. BBC Sport understands Arsenal will look to sell one of their more established first-team players inside the next 12 months. Martinelli has been extensively linked with a move away this summer, and it's understood that isn't something the club are ruling out. They're understood to be several clubs in Germany keeping on Kai Havertz's situation headed into next summer when he'll have 2 years left on his contract, people. Again, Arsenal are hoping to make Rodrygo spearhead their new attack. We're set to pursue other priorities until Rodrygo makes a decision. That's good. Go and get Eze. Go and get Gyökeres or Sesko. If it's not done, the Zubamendis, the Norgards, go and get those things. We're hearing we might want another defender in addition to Mascara. Go and do that and have another backup option, whoever that is, wherever that is, on the left-hand side. Who knows? Nico Williams rumours could start again, even though he signed a 10-year contract. Chelsea be proud of the length of a contract Bilbao's giving him. Again, Eze is part of a free attacker plan at Arsenal this summer, and the club are at the driving seat to sign him at the moment. Arsenal are prepared to sign Rodrygo, Eze, and a striker, but are waiting for Rodrygo to say he wants to leave Real Madrid. In addition to Eze, keeping up with British players, we've also been linked with Morgan Rogers, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Eze. They're all English, all versatile, all very good runners from central areas when they want to be, and also all going to cost a lot of money, people. Noni Madueke Romano said Arsenal remain in contact with his camp. Surely the amount that we're talking with him leads you to believe something could happen here. To give you my feeling, when people close to the player continue to meet the club, it means that the player could be open to a potential switch. It doesn't mean Madueke is leaving Chelsea to go to Arsenal. It just means he's opening the door to a potential move. Now it depends what Arsenal want to do. At the moment, there's no official bid, and it seems like those things are getting aggressive. Apparently, Arsenal have issued some sort of statement, even though I can't see it on Arsenal.com, in relation to the man whose name shall not be named, for what he's alleged done. 5 counts of and 1 count of sexual assault. Get out of here, party, man. I know I said it. The player's contract ended on June 30th due to ongoing legal proceedings. The club is unable to comment on the case. And finally, we all would have seen yesterday, Tomiyasu is to depart Arsenal. Apparently, we've reached a mutual agreement to end his contract with immediate effect. The 26-year-old made 84 appearances for us, which, for as good as he is and as much as I like him, that tells you everything. His role was diminished, didn't it? We're getting other defensive reinforcements. We can't bet on him. It's very un-Arsenal-like for a player to be injured and to cancel his deal, but for me, that's probably better. He's come in, he's looked at it, it's like we could save money here. It's probably cheaper to rip up his deal and keep it moving. That being said, though, if Edu done that, would people not say it's the same regime? And although he's injury prone, could you not have got a fee? Because there was an option in his deal. Could you, like with Lokonga, could we not have extended his deal by a year and then look to move him on? I don't know. We can only deal with what the reality is.